The goal under pressure is not to stay calm, although that's what many believe, that when something tough or unexpected hits, if you can just regulate, breathe, respond instead of react, then you've won. But notice something. There are moments when you are regulated and you still feel stuck. You feel flat, braced, constrained, even in the jaw, by the conditions that you're in. You're not reactive and you're not spiraling, and yet nothing new is possible. It feels dishonest to the body because regulation isn't the end of the sequence, it's the middle. All right, before we go further, there's something important to name. Insight does not land the same way in every body, just like pressure. There are only 4 primary ways that the body tends to respond under pressure. Some systems resist pressure, meeting force with force. Some yield and adapt, reshaping themselves in motion. Some narrow and orient, solving through precision and focus. And some open and sense, reading the field through feeling. I want you to listen to this video and everything I share next, knowing your somatic orientation. This is what we call the skins. They are not personality. They are how your body metabolizes intensity. And if you don't know which one your system defaults to, the rest of this video will land only conceptually. So pause the video, take the quiz in the description, and then don't forget, come back and let's dive in. All right, most mind-body systems stop at one goal: to respond instead of react. This is what they call the divine pause. And that is useful until it isn't. Because here's what I see over and over. People who don't burn out, but they might plateau. People who regulate and respond beautifully, but they still aren't generating momentum. People who are composed, but feel strangely constrained by their own self-control. They've learned how to not fall apart. They've learned how to shape reality from inside pressure. They've trained themselves out of reactivity, and they operate at a mid-grade fine. But they haven't evolved all the way into full authorship. The cycle is incomplete, and that missing step in the sequence is creation. So let's slow this down. When a situation hits, we can activate 3 different reflexes. We can react. Reaction is reflexive and it's automatic. Something happens, a demand, a conflict, a deadline, even an opportunity, and your body organizes around its current level of training before pressure and before a thought arrives. The muscle tone shifts, breath will change, your attention will either narrow or it'll scatter. And this isn't morality or right or wrong, it's your physiology. And at low capacity, for example, the warrior hardens. The sage goes head up and starts overthinking. The shapeshifter loses center and starts finding adaptations. And the asset absorbs so much. Reaction is the conditioned skin running the show. And most people live here more than they would like to realize. Even when you know better, given enough pressure, we'll all have that reaction edge. So boil this down. It's stimulus, react. Stimulus, react. Next is respond. Response is different. Response requires capacity. It requires self-awareness and other awareness. It requires enough strength to stay intact, enough flexibility to not lock up, enough focus to orient, and enough awareness to feel without drowning. At this level, your same skin becomes functional instead of immediately defensive. Power will turn into leadership, Your thinking will turn into clarity. Adaptation will turn into flexibility, fluidity, and sensitivity turns into attunement. And this is where most somatic and mindfulness traditions stop. And again, that matters because response is beneficial, it's essential, and it's a part of the track of development. But response still answers the moment, it doesn't shape it. It still goes second. So before we had situation react. Now we have situation respond. You still see the first and second cadence. Now, that leaves us with a third option and why I am a staunch advocate for front-loading your training and developing much more range in your nervous system and body than your current life demands. It's so that you have that range already in reach when it's time. So the third way that we can respond is to create. And create is something else entirely. Creation is when the nervous system is so coherent under load that there's space, that it's no longer coping with conditions, it's sculpting with them. And this is your evolved skin. It's your same body, it's your same intelligence, but it's a different relationship to pressure altogether. And this is where you have gone first in training capacity, what we do, and then life requires more of you, that's second, and then you go into third, creating with life. So let me give you some examples. In conflict, reaction fights or collapses. Response stays present, but generally will ride it out until it passes. Might have to address some things later. Creation changes the field before the stimulus even emerges through tone, timing, posture, and gaze, and then it works with the conditions as they occur to influence the direction. The moment reorganizes then because you have already reorganized first. In leadership, reaction controls or pushes back. Response listens and then decides. Creation might set a tone and a rhythm. It might create agreements up front and an environment that already shapes the team. People then entrain even with pressure without needing to be managed. This isn't mindset. It is somatic authorship, housed when the body and the mind have trained to work together cohesively. Creation only becomes possible when tension and relaxation can coexist, when focus and awareness can oscillate, and where identity is no longer fused only to one skin. That's why we say the skins are not your personality. Because in skins language, at the point of creation and coherency, you're no longer being the warrior or the sage or the asset or the shapeshifter. You're using any one of them. You're flowing between them, and your body has become an instrument instead of a stance. This is where the prestige comes in. We are capacity experts who want you to thrive at your high altitude goals. And so we built the ultimate environment to help you cultivate this. Not more information, although we do have material, not as motivation, although you will have support, but as a practice environment. An academy of high standards for applied somatics, where these distinctions are trained under real pressure, in conversation, in decision-making, in trigger points like increased pace, weight and load, honesty, in leadership opportunities, in creative risk. It isn't about becoming calmer. It's becoming capable of creation inside of intensity. And in this world, more than ever, great leaders who can operate at their best creatively through any change and challenge are needed. People who come here and work with us aren't looking to fix themselves. They're looking to refine their instrument because what they are up to matters to them. If you don't know your primary skin yet, start there. The Somatic Skins quiz below in the description will reveal exactly how your personal nervous system meets pressure, where you default into reaction, where response becomes available, and what needs to develop for creation to emerge. It is the cleanest entry point into this work. After that, you can snag a copy of our 2 books, The Somatic Skins and Becoming the Grand Formidable. These are available now for pre-order. Link is also in the description, and these will become your field manuals to train capacity. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much. Please remember to like and subscribe. It helps the channel out a lot, and I'll see you next time.